live. We're going live, Billy. Come on. You're live. We're here. Hello. Sorry we're late. Hello, anyone that's watching. Oh, we got a dog's here. The dog's here. Hello, dog. Yeah, the dog won't want that. Hi. Hello. Sorry. It is cool now. It is welcome from Bumfudge, and the print has just finished, which makes my only source of heat is about to disappear. So I'm gonna like open this up and waft as much heat as I can, or just start something else printing. But it's woodworking stuff that's printing, and projects have been happening, and it's nearly the end of my time off work, which is highly depressing. And I don't even say that as like a joke. It really is. But that's okay, because in another 10 weeks I'll have some time again, and I'll be allowed to do things, and I'll still try and do the Saturday nights as often as I can. But things get busy, things happen. The workshop, I'd love to be able, I need to get a long Ethernet cable, so what I can do then is bring my laptop in here and then plug it into the switch, and then I can actually live stream out there, and I can actually then spin around and show what's been going on. I would try and do that with my phone, but the shed's a giant Faraday cage, and you just lose the Wi-Fi signal, which is no good. It's not even very good on 4G. So slow mode's on in the chat. So if you're just joining and you're trying to chat, I'm sure all of you are. It just means that you can't send two messages in. Oh, I just had a text. What's this about? This is about. I'm trying to register for basketball, and the new app won't let me register. So I may have just retired. Who knows? We'll see. The first game is meant to be in 2 days' time, and I can't register. And whether or not somebody from the club wants to spend their Saturday night fixing an admin problem so I can register, I don't know. I might have just retired. But hey, retire on a premiership. Yay! Anyway, it's been good. There's been lots of stuff done. I've had lots of help, which has been great, but projects getting finished, and I'm trying to focus on improving the video quality. And when I say the video quality, like the camera angles and the lighting and the sound are all shit still, but just improving the storytelling in the videos. So I'm just kind of going back through stuff, and I wrote a script tonight. I tried to write a script for the voiceover for a video, but then also realizing for the other video that there are some shots that I really need to get, or at least some visuals that I need, so I can reference to them, just to sort of show people. So like one is a straight, A to Z build video, and the other one is, sort of more of a how I did it thing, rather than you could follow my instructions and make a thing. So that's how it goes. And the dog is quite happy now. The dog just wants to, I could do the rest of the stream just doing this, and the dog would be perfectly okay with that. He'd be all right, wouldn't you, Bill? In fact, if I stop, no, that's not enough. All right. So, but you don't want to spend the rest of the stream. Well, you may want to spend the rest of the stream looking at my crotch, but it's probably not the right channel for you. I'd suggest head over to OnlyFans, and there'll be much nicer crotches than mine. So I've got some. I'll get a thwacker, and I'll get these things. So I've just talked about going to OnlyFans, so I'll just go get out my thwacker, and I'll get these things off the print bed, and then I'll show what's been going on. And I'm just trying to sort of pack things away in here, because in theory, because 2 projects are finished, there should be more room in here. The only problem is that's in theory, and in practice there is still the same amount of lack of space, but that's okay. I'll get some things. I'll keep talking as I go over here and get things, and I'll try and remember where I put them. I can see the thwacker in the distance. I see it. I got it. I have it. I have the thwacker, the original thwacker. All right, except no imitations. This is the first thwacker. And can I thwack these off? Thwacking off in my stream. One, I didn't break it. It would be awful if I did break one of these now. I'm going to hit it on the corner, so hopefully I don't break it. There you go. I think we got away with it. They are PETG, so they should be a little bit flexible. So what are these for? Well, I'll show you what these things are for by going and getting another thing. 1 second. you go. These go in this. It's a sort of, it's actually meant to be, I'll put these two in and hopefully they fit. It'd be very embarrassing if they didn't. No, they do fit. This is a, like a barbecue tote type thing for cutlery in the 3D printed bins, and some napkins in the other side. And it's meant to sort of just go on your table. This had some horrible varnish runs, so I sanded it back and re-varnished it this afternoon, or re-stained it. It's not perfect, but it is all made from scrap and pallet wood, so that's yeah, that's how it turned out, with like knot holes and everything on it. Not too bad. I just like to keep the boards that had these holes in it, because then it shows what it's from. But overall, and I had a bit of dowel left over, so I just used that because, hey, use up scrap. So one's already gone to its new owner. This one will go to its owner tomorrow. That's one of the projects out of the way. That's not one of the projects that's one of the two projects, though. This is its own project. The dog is about to maybe settle down. Maybe. He's deciding. He's investigating. He may decide. There is a blanket under there. It's not just a sheet. For all the people that are concerned about this. No. Spoken to that. He might do circles. Will he? Won't he? He might have. He might. He's investigating. So the black matting in the background there has sort of now gone all the way around that sort of island workbench, all the way around, because the concrete cancer is getting particularly bad. Especially over the back half of the shed. So the best solution I have at the moment is to just cover it up. So when I go to move things on, or at least when I'm standing on it, I'm not giving myself terrible cramp from being on undulating surfaces, because I'm getting old. I get cramps and things, you know. What is the other finished project? Well, if you've been watching anyway, you'll have seen this in the shorts, but this is my clock. I've got my clock out. Wow, I've just said that this is a family-friendly stream, and I've already had my thwacker and my clock out. It is made from, I'm guessing, an eBay or an AliExpress clock kit. Some 3D printed spaces on the back there. Yeah, designed some of that. And some oak that I scabbed out of a bin at work. So that's the clock. It sits back on a little 5-degree angle there, so it's a bit tippy-backy. And do I have a USB port somewhere that I could use? Sometimes I've got a power bank or something, but will this fit? Hold on. No, I'm going to have to get horribly close to the camera, which is never a good thing. Let me see if this will it work? Oh, hold on. I have to turn the camera down. There you go. There it is, working, and it does sort of. So there you go. Fun for the whole family. So that is working, and that's what I'm trying to do the script for this build video. So I want to get that done. I'm also waiting to hear back from 2 people that had made clocks in the week or so prior to me making this, because I want their permission to include a little screen grab of them. But who knows whether they will say yes to that. Hopefully they will, you know. But, you know, I could also understand that someone might think, oh, well, is he trying to be on the level? Is he legit, or is he just going to be taking the piss? So I can understand, you know, more than one side to that. All right. Down here at the bench, look, the bench is just full of stuff. I'm just going to, have I got a screwdriver here? No. I'm away to get a screwdriver. One moment. Oh, that's getting a bit loose, isn't it? The other thing is that Jaws, the vacuum, is finished. Well, in terms of its complete. However, I have noticed something quite concerning, that despite my wanky research, thinking, oh, well, I know everything there is to know about this, turns out that I do not know everything there is to know about it. And upon further review of the footage, which I haven't looked at properly, since I started the thing, because I thought I knew it all, I've realized I've made a couple of glaring errors on my build. So will I go back and fix them? Probably. I think a couple of them will definitely make the build better. But at the moment, I'm just trying to tidy up. So this is the box for the other receiver, or the other transmitter, sorry, I should say. And I have successfully managed to use that now. With a lot of help from Aussie Matt. Hi, Matt. I got some help with connecting this to USB and downloading, what is it called? Oh, it'll come to me. Download the open transmitter protocol, so I can download the mix that he'd sent me and all that kind of stuff to it. And you can make mixes on the software and then just download them to the radio, and it can store multiple models and all that kind of stuff. And that was really helpful. So this one, the original one, that doesn't have a USB port, but it does have an AVR protocol port, I'll put away until I can get an AVR trainer module thing, which you can get on AliExpress. I think it even comes with some kind of a kit. So I will wait until then. So I'm just going to rest that in there. And I'm going to put my little stand in there as well. I don't think there was a battery. No, should I check for a battery? I probably should. I don't think there is one, though. I'm pretty confident that I took the battery out. Yes, I did. Sometimes they even have, people do a mod and they put a USB port in here. I know I've done that on my 9X transmitter, but I wanted this one because it has the handle, and because my son's going to drive the vacuum cleaner, I wanted it to have a handle, so there would be minimal opportunity. Oh, there's a 9X. That's a 9X radio instruction in. Oh no, that is in English. They've lovingly sticky taped together so you can't open it. But I'll probably just throw all that in there too. I might actually put that side of the text, and then I'll probably put, this is the 9XR Pro, but potato. Put that all in there, and I can put that back away in storage for the next model that needs it. I still have another 9X that I haven't used yet, so I'll probably go and store that. I think there's a case out there. I think I've got a DeWalt case that I'm collecting these in, so I should probably put it out there to live. But in the meantime, it can sit under the bench. What else? Oh, did I bring? I don't think I brought the thing. Maybe I did bring the thing. I don't know. You know what? I'm just going to talk about this ever so quickly, right? Oh, that's the piece of foam for the battery. I will go put that in the other transmitter, and I'll go get the other transmitter and I'll rant. 1 second. Just getting things to rant about. When I was trying to, sorry, I'm back. When I was trying to connect this to the computer, there's another one that I tried. And hold on, there's another one in here somewhere. There's another one. 1 second. It might have even been this one. It could well have been that one. And there was even another one. It was that one. Now, I know I'm not very intelligent. This is kind of the my take on the Europe and Apple and the Lightning connector and USB-C and all that kind of stuff. And I know there's people that say, oh, well, USB-C is not very robust and the connector breaks easily and all that kind of stuff. And that doesn't bother me. You know what? If the connector breaks, it breaks. All right. So long as the connectors, if the connector's a universal thing, then someone should be able to swap it, right? Because it comes in a universal package. This is what irritates me. So there's 1, 2. Now these are all standard USB 2 cables. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 cables that I tried to connect this to the computer. How many of them worked? How many out of 5? Want to take a guess? 1. 20% of the USB cables that I own actually connected to that. What that means though is that the others are just power. They're just charging cords, right? They are just the power pins. There's no data pins in the cable, even though it looks like a USB cable. And this is my point. When you buy a lightning cable, it is a lightning cable. It is data and charge regardless. It is, because to be certified as a lightning cable, I know there'll be people in the, backwaters of places just making cheap knockoffs and whatnot, but it won't function without the data and the power pins. It just won't. That's the thing. If they're going to do this, make Apple use USB-C, and that's fine. They should. Like if that is going to become the universal standard, but what they should also do for the standard is to make sure it's a bloody standard and make sure that everyone's cable works. And I know from 2 guys at work that have got USB-C cables for hard drives, that they don't have the correct pins to charge their phones. So even though it's a USB cable, but it's only putting out 5 volts. It's not doing the full 9 that USB-C is meant to do, which is really freaking annoying. So there you go. That is my complaint. But that's all right. I know they'll charge it, but he couldn't get anything off his that's right. He had a USB cord for his phone and he wanted to plug it into his little pocket hard drive thing, and his hard drive would sort of spin up, but he couldn't get any, like the light was blinking, but it wasn't appearing in Windows. And it turns out it was only powering the drive. There was no data pins. So make them freaking work. That's all. That's all you have to do, USB gods. As long as they work, no one cares. We'll all be happy. Happy, happy, happy. Now these all end up going back in the I'm probably only going to put 1 in. I should probably get it. Yeah, the blue one's an Arduino one. No, the Arduino one didn't work. The Arduino one, I don't know, because maybe it's not a real Arduino one, or it could just be that because it's so ubiquitous that the people on eBay that sell the Arduino knockoffs just sell shit cables. It sort of lights things up, but it doesn't do much in the way of data transfer. It could even be that whenever I was having lots of Arduino problems, it could be that it's just their cable is shit, and I should probably invest in some good ones. So funny that. And it wasn't the guy's cable. It wasn't that it was a Belkin. It was a branded cable, which shocked me because he paid branded cable money for it, and it didn't bloody work. What have I got? This angle brackets, drills. When's this from? When did I buy this? Oh, 2022. Geez, that was a long time ago. So yeah, happy days. I'm really happy that this is working. I even figured out which is the light, so I should get a little label maker and right, this is oh, that's aileron. It does actually say it on there. Not that I know what an aileron is, but I'm very grateful that there's a button for it. So that's for the lights for Jaws. But it's missing some of this brown contact on bits, and I don't know how well it's going to stick. So I heard from someone, I don't know who, a long time ago, that putting hairspray on things makes them stick. You know, when you're trying to apply stickers and whatnot. Who knows if that is true? I might have to sand the thing back. Let's see. Anyway, but that worked, so that was good. It's now just a process of cleaning up and kind of shooting the breeze. Well, that's all right. I had thought about doing a video about soldering. Like, I know I've done a couple of videos about rubbish solder and soldering irons and stuff, but I don't know. I don't really think I'm in a position where I could show anyone how to solder. But I suppose in the Big Clive kind of vein, he did a video about soldering where he kind of explained the principle and how you should do it, and then just said, but by the way, everyone's going to be rubbish until you do it a lot, and then you get better at it the more you do, and that's probably mostly what mine would be. Now that's a nozzle with lots of Makita blue filament stuck in it, so that's a knackered one. So I think the plan is I'm just going to try and tidy up a little bit. And then I've got a list of I was looking up YouTube channels. My son's YouTube channel is going to get a little mention on the radio on Monday if you're in the great southern land. And I thought it would be nice to just sort of go back through. I was talking to my wife about when I first started watching YouTube, in particular, like making videos and that sort of thing. And America obviously has a big share of the maker type community. But then I started thinking about Southern Australian YouTube channels, and I've just got, here's a really short list, right? Really, really short. It's really not that long. Okay. But of course, there's Aussie Matt's channel. In terms of channels that Scott's Vac Shack has grown up on, Kirby Enthusiast. So if you've ever seen the Kirby Enthusiast, I think he's got about 5,000 followers, or could even be more than that now. But he's based in South Australia. Then what kind of got me started in the making ones was a guy named Robin Lewis, and he was in the eastern suburbs of Adelaide, which I think because of the kind of house I lived in, I recognised the kind of house that he was doing projects on, because it was like what they call in South Australia a maisonette, or half a double unit. If you have been to South Australia, that's what they call it. So Robin Lewis, he's gone to Queensland since, but now there's Mind Matter Create. Iron Empire is a good car channel, and the reason I got onto that was from another like DIY housey type channel called More Than a House, and they bought this couple bought a shack in the Riverland near the Murray, and then it flooded, and we haven't really seen much since. They've gone back to the house to have a look at basically all the work they have to do again because it was flooded. But there was that the partner, I'm not sure if it's husband, partner, whatever, boyfriend. He's got a channel called Iron Empire. And then through weird, retro computing stuff, and, when I do manage to travel to Adelaide, going through Gumtree, I used to do that a lot. Like when I was in Adelaide, see what's cheap in my areas of interest on Gumtree. And I came across this chap named Nathan Sivrite, and he's got a channel named P Sivrite, or people end up calling it PS Very. I can guess why they do that, but he does a lot of retro computing stuff, and he lives in Adelaide, so that was kind of cool. Big shout out to two channels I've been watching a lot of recently, just because, well, I shouldn't say just because, they're great channels, and one of them is still growing. One's quite big already, certainly compared to my channel. The other one is growing, and it's really nice to watch a channel that's taking off. I know the other week when I looked at this channel, had about 70 or 80 subscribers, and it's now, it'll probably overtake me by the end of the week. But all about small engines. It's a guy based in Australia who is repairing, parting out, scrapping small engines, particularly lawnmowers, 2- and 4-stroke mowers. So when Scott's Vac Shack and I were trying to fix up the 3 Barrys, that channel became, our kind of go-to. And the other one is another person who I believe is in New South Wales, and it's called Drew Fixit. And again, a lot of lawnmowers, whippersnippers, yeah, but then also some car stuff as well. So I really like that. So yeah, that's my shout outs, especially to All About Small Engines. I did contact them and say I was going to shout them out on the stream, All About Small Engines. And speaking of shout outs for channels that you should look at, it's that time for me to say language learning for beginners, language learning for beginners, language learning for beginners. There you go. And what I should do is I should set an alarm, and every few minutes I should just shout language learning for beginners. But I'm excited. Hopefully I get to catch up with some people in the next little while. And I'm very excited because I've actually started to buy Aussie Matt's birthday present. He doesn't want me to let everyone know that he has a birthday coming up. I won't say when it is, but I have been shopping for his birthday present. So I'm very excited at the gift that I'm going to get to bestow on him. And he's already got a thwacker, so I know, like, what else could somebody want, really, once they've been given a thwacker. But that's it. I should have brought in, I bought a carburetor for one of these lawnmowers. I bought a carby on eBay, and between paying for it and then posting it out, it took 2 weeks, which smacks of, well, I have to get it from China first and then ship it out to you. Or actually, I have to send the order to China, who's going to drop ship it to you, and then you'll get the tracking once it arrives in Australia. And when I called them on it, they were saying, oh, no, they're in our warehouse but not in stock. Well, you just told me in your listing you have a warehouse in the place that you ship it from, so why is it not in stock in your warehouse? Do you have to make it? Who knows? So I did suggest that maybe their pants were on fire and they should get themselves to some water very soon. I bored the dog to death. Right, what else can I do? I've already talked about that. That's old news. That's old hat. What's this? 200, 370. Oh, it's the soldering iron book. That's right. I remember that. Should I put the mix in the 9X box? I probably should. I can't even remember where I put it. I put it down here. I'll just lean in here. So now it's all about like storage charging lipos and stuff, because Jaws isn't really going to get a proper shakedown. He might get a quick go in the school gymnasium on a weekend, but he's not really going to get a full showing until probably August, when the Bumfudge show happens. So that will be a bit of a wait. Oh, I've just realised, I'm just sticking my clock up, and I've just realised that I found my other rubbish calipers, so I should probably start putting those kind of things away too. But I've got so much junk, so much. I don't know what to do with it. I also made a hanger for my sander today, so now my sander is, at least in a predictable location. It's not necessarily cleaned up, but at least I can predict where it's going to be most of the time. So that's positive, isn't it? Let's see. What is in the box? Oh, good Lord. I'm trying to organise stuff. I don't know why I bother. Will the camera reach? Here we go. Will it reach over to look? Look at this hellacious mess. Look at that. I'll get my phone out of there in case someone sends me nudes. These are the, I don't know, tactics. If you want to send me boxes, please send me boxes. Because I don't have a Bunnings. So this is like, I bought these little wheels back when I was doing the first Cybermat, because I'd seen a guy in the States use them, but I can't imagine they actually use this size. They just seem so much bigger. I ended up having to get narrower ones because of the motors that I was using. And then these ones came with the motors that are used for Jaws, but again, the tyres were fine, but the diameter of the wheels was actually too big, and I couldn't get clearance under the part of the vacuum cleaner, and yet I still have them. I don't know why. Now the dog wants fuss. Now the dog's here. The dog has joined in, wanting all the attention that I can give, and I'm just concerned that I'm going to move this And the dog's going. There's the dog. Hello, the dog. So there we go. I'll go through my drawers. Will that be an interesting live stream thing to do? I don't know. Someone might be very bored. Matt, don't feel that you have to watch out of loyalty, my friend. If you're tired, please take this as a chance to go to bed. Someone bought me paintbrushes for weathering models. And I did do a bit of weathering on Jaws. And I used, used Matt's advice, and I clear-coated, I lacquered the parts first and then weathered them. So if I thought it looked terrible, I could just wash it off with some isopropyl. Servo leads. Billy's trying to pat the stool in the corner, which is not working. This was another clock kit that I bought, but they sent all they sent a lot of surface mount gear. So I've never made that. In fact, I think I showed this, and that's why Matt gave me the other clock that I've turned into my wooden clock up there. Anytime at work, we have a USB device that has a cord on it that's no good. I cut the cord off it, or we get, because like students break keyboards and mice all the time, so I cut the cord off it and we chuck out the rest, and I keep the cord just so I could possibly use it. Servo leads I use because I can't crimp plugs, and so what I do, if I want a plug that will go together, is I'll buy a servo lead, I'll hack it up in the middle, and then I will have the ends that will plug into each other. So there's an interesting maker hack for people that can't crimp. I've got crimping tools. I think I've already gone through all my crimping tools that I do have. I don't think I need a MacBook spinning hard drive. What was that? Oh, that was my other clock. That was my other clock I made. Did that one also not keep time? I don't remember. That's got like a 12. Is that a 12 megahertz crystal or a 12 kilohertz crystal? I don't know. Anyway, there you go. Some resistors. I just can't resist them. I need to buy some more drawers so I can. That's what I should be doing. I've got some super cheap auto money. I should be going and buying another set of drawers and then doing resistors. And then I could try and organize my capacitors and my resistors into one sort of area. Because right now they're just sort of wherever they fit. So yeah, use servo leads if you can't crimp connectors yourself. That is the goal. Now what's this one? Oh, there's the hourglass. That was a little corded hourglass project that I made. There you go. This is how you practice soldering, everyone. You just buy these little kits, and if you stuff them up, it doesn't matter. That's okay. There you go. That's another clock. I think Big Clive did a clock. That is a 3D printed draw pull drilling jig. So that is, and that's in PLA from. I haven't bought grey PLA like this a lot. This is 3D Phillies grey PLA. That's how old it is. So this is probably 2019, and I don't think I've used it since. If I get rid of it, what will happen? I'll need it. That's what will happen. And this is what happens when you buy a heap of watch batteries, and it's cheaper to buy this pack than 3 LR44s, and then you're left with this. But I don't use that. This is the little flower kit that runs off I don't know why I put a little JST on there, but there you go. What's that? That is a voltage checker for a LiPo cell, I believe. Now, does it say which ones? I don't want to get it wrong. Hold on. Positive that way. So I think it goes on like this. No. I'm pretty sure it's a battery cell checker, but could be wrong. I don't want to let the smoke out. Hello, Bill. Billy's back. That fans for a Creality hot end. So I honestly don't. I've probably kept them because this part of the hot end doesn't really go wrong. And I do have some bigger fans to try and... I've got a bigger one of these blower fans to put on. They don't really go wrong. That kind of little... You get little wisps of filament, but because these are dry fans, you know, do you want to spend 30 minutes fixing that, or do you want to just get one from eBay for $25? But you know, if I was good at de-pinning these connectors or something, I'd probably just save them. And the sleeving's handy too. So I'll save it as one day I might get skilled enough that I can salvage more parts from it than I can. Or I might just be able to use enough. There might be enough user swappable parts that I can do something with it. And so that's why I can't bring myself to get rid of it. And so it goes in the drawer. This, I'm guessing this was all meant to be 3D printing stuff in the middle. Because there's a bit of Capricorn tube there. Can I find any other 3D printing bits around that I'm going to put in there? Probably not. So there you go. And a heap of projects. So that's how you store your projects, isn't it? Look, and I've got one of those USB smart switches. I used to have one of those Wi-Fi enabled switches. But what if I put all my projects down there? Oh, look at that. That's lovingly filed away, isn't it? But as well as I think soldering is just, you've got to just keep doing it. And don't worry if you stuff it up, because everybody stuffs it up. I mean, everyone apart from that, he doesn't stuff it up. What else can I put in there? Look, these are the, when I was starting the Jaws project, I actually prototyped and printed some wheels. These were the right size, but then I couldn't find a way that I could stick tires to them. And I'm not that good at measuring to cut pieces of like EVA foam that I could glue to them so they would have enough traction. So I kind of abandoned that. But they were a nice width compared to what's on there. What's on there is probably too narrow. That's a piece of Kirby Heritage bumper. And I'd kept that because I wanted the dimension between the two little holes there to put into the 3D print. Well, there's a hub adapter. What I should probably end up doing is putting things like the wheels and stuff in the DeWalt boxes that have all the wheels, but I don't know. Are we up for a mass relocation of stuff? Another servo lead? That's the thing. I never use servo leads for their intended purpose of like connecting to a servo. I only ever use them exclusively because I can't do crimps still. These are the cords from my Dalek. And the idea is, at some point before the end of eternity, to wire these into one big sort of loom using some of that tubing type stuff and have one big plug that I can just plug into and it connects the top half to the bottom half. That's the goal. You've got to have goals, don't you? What have I got here? I have got... I think this is an Arduino. I think this is probably one of my knockoff Arduinos. Yes, it is. It's a knockoff Uno. There you go. And that was another way to get good practice soldering. When you buy these, and they're only about $2 each, when you buy these and you have to solder on the header pins yourself, except when you're me and you forget which way up the header pins are meant to go. So, good practice. What else is in here? A receiver. I have a receiver with a binding plug. Oh, gee. Better look after that. So I think I'm going to try and make this all sort of 3D printing-y type stuff. But then again, there's such an assortment of stuff. What's this? Is this a BL Touch? I don't remember. I think it is. Oh, no, it's a Creality stepper. It's a brand new stepper motor. See, I don't remember what any of this stuff is. It's a new stepper because when my extruder was having issues, I thought maybe my stepper's finally knackered, which wouldn't be an unusual thing. And if ever anyone needs fluoro starters, I've got some. So you can always come to me if you want some fluoro starters. There's a box of electrical crap out there. I might just put them together. And that's some Dymo labels that I will put up on the shelf with the other Dymo labels because whenever I'm up to printing labels, I can never find the bloody things. So that's unfortunate. And they're just random sticky labels that are actually shit. They're really not good. I'm chucking out that hard drive. I don't need it. Oh no, somebody might steal your data. There's another stepper motor. There you go. Stepper motors there. They're born to be wild. See? A stripping and crimping tool. Look at that. So that's the other thing of when you get a an item that's no good, but it's got a cord on it, and I steal the cord off it. Again, just because it's easier to do that than actually wire up connections. Like you just, why wire a plug to something when you can just just replace it at one end? That's what I don't understand. I was looking for that. Look, there's my Fluke. I'm only about 200 subscribers off being able to buy another Fluke thing. I've decided at 500, I'm going to buy a Fluke meter. I'll even record. I should live stream the process of signing up to buy one. That craft knife in there is probably quite dangerous, but there is a container of craft knives, so I might sort of put that there. They're 3D printing-y stuff, so I'm going to put that in there. That's a heat shield. Well, it's not. It's a fan shroud, isn't it? Maybe I can... I don't know why I'm bothering reorganising this. It will make very little difference. Oh, another LED bulb. I've got a box of bulbs. There we go. Put all them together. What's this? Oh, that's my Hafco thing. Look, I put my soldering iron book with my other book. Look at me being all resourceful. Got my meter manuals there. What's these? Are these all just anti-static bags? Yes, loads of anti-static bags. This was meant to be a cleanup. What happened? Heat shrink. I've got a container of heat shrink out there. I'll put that in there. JST connectors. Did I have a little stash of them somewhere? Yeah, there's little connectors there. Look, there's connectors there. I'll throw them in there as well. Oh, I was looking for that. It's a charging cord. Put that with all that guff. Right. Oh, there's a GoPro. Oh, look. This is... Matt will know what this is. This is... Now, I'll put it like that. RC Model Review did a video about modifying a 9XR to take a regular 9X module, and part of it was soldering in an antenna internally. And so I had a 9X module somewhere, and then I bought this because I think it's called a fused dipole, and so I ordered that from the website that he mentioned, thinking it was the right thing, and then lost what the hell I meant to do with it. So there. Oh, here's one crimping tool that I can't use. I've got no idea how. I know how it's supposed to work. I keep running out of crimps to try it on. There's another one that I can't use. Look, I put on my paintbrushes. Will they all fit in here? Will they all go diagonally? No, they won't. Okay. Well, they can all go in here. Oh, paintbrushes and wire brushes. Perfect. Paintbrushes, wire brushes. Ideal. Look at that. Put on my instruction manuals. There you go. I've got some these have got DuPont style headers. I mean, these are just like jumper wires. I probably need to find a better place to put them, but there you go. That's where they currently live. Let's put crimping tools that I can't use all together. Everybody all together now. I don't know how this works. Put them all in there. There we go. Surely more's going to go in there. Put that garlic stuff back in there. I'll put the heat shrink back out there. Look, I'll put my meter and my Fluke together. That's looking almost tidy. It's a bit strange. Feels very unnatural for it to be so clean. What else? Oh, there. That's more wiring looms. Wiring harnesses. I have a feeling there's more stuff to go in here, but who knows? Will that actually fit in there? Oh, will that shut? Oh, it might. Okay. It's going all right, isn't it? Wonder if this one will fit in as well. There we go. Now, if I move down, I don't know if you'll be able to see if the further down I go. Sorry, I'll try. And we have more 3D printing paraphernalia. I'm just trying to. The white balance is all. I don't know why I keep. Look at that. That's a brand new one. So that's a heater cartridge. Well, it's not a heater cartridge. Sorry, it's the heat break with the hot end part actually removed, with the Teflon tube all attached. Because what will have happened is I've just taken that straight off to steal the. I stole the heater cartridge. Not the heater cartridge. Sorry. I stole the hot end from it to go onto my printer when I thought that was the problem. And I actually now have got a load of spare ones. But then I keep the stupid bits of really crappy PTFE tubing. I bought this once because it was sold as Capricorn tubing, which it isn't. So I should probably get rid of that. And then this one, you know, again, this has got filament mashed into it. Get rid of that one. You know, that one, that's got a nice clog in the end of it. Get rid of that one. And that one's looking okay. That is probably an actual piece. That is an actual piece of Capricorn tubing. So there you go, for the number that I started out with. And then what I got, more 3D printing stuff. That is a thermistor and a well, sorry, it's the heater cartridge and the thermistor. So the heater cartridge is the big silver bit there, and the thermistor is the little white wire that screw into the hot end. So I'll put them in there. That's also a piece of genuine Capricorn, so I'll put that in there. All right, what else have I got here? I think that's an extension wire, so I'll throw that one in there. I'm just shot full. There we go. This is a complete one. So that one, the thermistor wire, has either broken off. It just looks like, no, it's just been pulled out. That nozzle looks pretty much new, but that heater block is obviously very old. There's a lot of resinous crap stuck to it, and that's probably why it's been taken off. But again, the fans and the shroud, that fan is, where's some tweezers? This is what happens to my fans a lot. My only fans, these are the only fans I have, is that these sort of wisps of filament get stuck in them and makes a god-awful noise when they're running. And you think you've got it all, and then you sort of spin the fan around for a bit and you find more. And it's just, there's so much of it. And it got worse when I was using hairspray. When I was using hairspray. I'm not an addict. But when I was using hairspray as an adhesive for the print bed, it just got, you can see the sort of, show it in there. See this dust down here? That's hairspray residue. Doesn't move when you got to sort of scratch it off with your fingers. So you spray the hairspray in the enclosure and it sort of atomizes. The fans draw it through because they're drawing air from the outside. And because it gets hot around here, you get these wisps of dust or of hairspray. So these little plasticky wisps. And the thing about plastic is that it's, also gets a static effect. So it draws the dust towards it. It's not a lot of fun. Very little fun. But what I should do is I should certainly bloody cut off all these cable ties while I'm here. Because that will make me feel better. It'll make me feel like I've done stuff. That's what I should do. I should settle down. I should do a video where I just practice crimping things. That'd be good. Where I just go, you know what, everyone? I am just going to sit here and suck at this activity until I've got it. You can all just bloody well watch me. Well, that's the thing. I mean, everyone sucks at things when they first start. We're kind of... Now's my chance to complain about the youth of today. People are so afraid to suck at things. I think Michael Jordan sucked the first time he picked up a basketball. He was born with the name Michael Jordan. He didn't become Michael Jordan until he, sucked for a long period of time. I mean, he sucked bad enough that he didn't even make his high school team. That's okay. But, you try and send out the message that it's okay to suck at something. And then you have people going, oh, well, I'm, 1 + 1 is 78. Duh, see, now I'm doing really well. And you're like, yeah, you're missing the friggin' point. The point is you can't be complacent with sucking at something, but you also can realize you'll get better at stuff. Cable clips. Wow. Cable clips. I'm not sure why I need them yet. I'd never seen something. I tried it after I saw someone doing it. I didn't realize that you can just hammer these into bricks. That totally blew me away. I was like, what? I saw someone hammer when I was getting my TV antenna done. And, we'll just clip these out of the way. And they just went bang, bang, bang and hammered 3 into bricks. I thought, is that a magic trick? Apparently not. Apparently you can just hammer them into bricks. There's a kit. There's 2 kits in there. Oh, well, I was going to do a soldering video. Maybe that's my soldering video. 3 kits. Perfect. Loves me some more kits. I'm going to put these in with the kits. More stuff to do. All right, now these are from when I was trying to make the helping hand soldering buddy, which is kind of, I sort of use it, but I've kind of gotten better just learning how to hold things. Not that it's a bad thing. I don't need this. This was a 3D printed spool holder because I was originally going to make the LAC printer enclosure, and it had this on it as a spool holder. But now I really don't have a use for this, so I'm just going to pass it off. I need a box or something to put all this junk in there. 1 second, let me find a box. Box, got that. Never mind, this will do. I couldn't find a box, so I can only find this. Right, get that bloody thing out. Yay, more space. I don't know what to do with the dividers when you have cabinets and you take the dividers out. Connectors, again, I can't crimp, so buy packets of connectors because then you can get past of it. The thing is, don't let, there you go, here's another rant. Don't let not being able to do something stop you from doing something. There's ways around things and there's ways to circumvent problems, And if you've got the willingness to want to know how to do something, you will either learn the skill that you need to learn, or you will find a way for that to not be a problem. I mean, that's the point about knowing if you suck at something. If you know it, you can actually do something about it. But you've actually got to be brave enough to suck at something first. Anyway, what the hell do I know? Bloody nothing. Not an expert in anything. But if you're learning a language, language learning for beginners, language learning for beginners, language learning for beginners, then you can, here's another one. See this again. Look. I mean, if this was dust, it's just, it actually smells like hairspray as well. Will these fit in here? I've got a few. So if ever I get on a stream and say, oh, I need to replace the hot end on my printer, somebody can say, just go to the drawer with bloody millions of them. Now, what I should do is I should be getting those Dymo labels and putting a label on here to say 3D printer hot ends and just like stick it on there so that I know what's there. Do I need this little strap? I have a feeling that I would have kept it for some reason, but I think maybe for the Cyberman gun, but it's so full of sawdust and crap. I'm not keeping it. All right. So what could go back in there? I suppose the 3D printed shelf hinges can at least sit in the middle there. You know, in aid of trying to clean up, I'm just sort of looking around at what things can I just not, you know, do I not need to be seeing right now? What kind of things could just live in there? Like an LED head torch that sort of works but doesn't have a strap. That's you know, consign that to the junk drawer, I guess. Maybe some of these cable wraps and stuff. I don't know if that will actually fit in there. It might squash up and fit. Oh yeah. I don't think this one will, but you never know. I might be able to wrap this up with those zip ties and make it fit. How's that? This is super cheap order. This is for like trailer wire. And my thought on this was I'll get this and I can smell the oil from the cup tray over there. I thought I'll get some of this and use it for the Dalek and use it to wrap up my looms, you know, so I can't catch wires on things and stuff. There. I'm obviously such a careful cable manager. And then I'm in two minds if I go back in after the stream and record my voiceover for this video or not. I'm not sure. There we go. Will it fit? It'll fit in that one. Damn it. All right. That's good. Stick on feet. I mean, the other thing is I'm keeping all sorts of rubbish that, you know, like, do I really need the packet for things? Do I need so many Ziploc bags and stuff, you know? And I don't know that I do. I don't think I do. Or maybe I do and I just don't know it. Like, do I need a stereo bezel? You know? I know I have a couple of car stereos because I'd planned to do like a wooden boombox type build, but I'm just thinking it's probably time to move on and get on to bigger and better things. And, you know, is it a high priority in my list of projects in my life? And I'm thinking probably not. So I'm taking a stance. I've got a scrap wood tub out there and a scrap metal tub, and I'm just, you know, as much as that came from a Kirby vacuum, is Jaws ever going to get turned back into a Kirby vacuum? Well, it's going to require a hell of a lot more than that. So don't let Scott's back shake. No, I just did that because I'm sure he'll be mortified. But there you go. But I think that's what I have to do. I just have to start rationalizing these things. Otherwise, it's just going to overtake everything. You know, at some point, I'm going to have to decide. All those prototypes, yeah, do I need them? Have they helped me achieve anything? You know, can you become attached to things that... Well, I certainly know you can become attached to things that you don't even use anymore. Is that a healthy way to be? Probably not. I have an IKEA clock that's meant to go in my... Oh, see, I need to put up Greg. I need to put up Greg the stop sign. Just a matter of where and how. Other than that, it's a great idea. Oh, see, that was another thing I did. I don't think I showed that last week. I hung my wire on the wall. There you go. So I can attach reels to it, like, you know, a quarter can of hairspray. You know, probably don't need that. And even if I did, I've got 3 more cans up there from before when I stopped using hairspray. So, you know, maybe it's a chance to, you know, this this doesn't even make sense anymore. That's not even the channel name. So what's the point in keeping it? I may as well move on to bigger and better things, yeah? Really want to find a nicer place to keep my little ruler, because that is actually quite handy. Solder with, you know, I can put all this kind of junk away. The tidying upstream, the tidying away. So what I'd like to be able to do is get another one of these for resistors, I think, because I reckon they only come in like 12, 4, 2. I don't think they come in like a 6 would be good, you know, but I don't think they do. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That'd be good. Double width. That'd be ideal for resistors, but I don't think they do it. They're USB cables. I mean, a TV antenna like this. I haven't seen a TV antenna like this, well, since I pulled this one off of that junk TV. But it's got a broken mount on it. I think it's time for the world is gone, and I don't have that telly anymore. You know, it's just there's no point in keeping it and being miserable. And that big HDMI cable, again, something that I probably will bloody need one day. Oh look, another USB cable. We should do a test to find out whether it's a data cable or an everything cable. And another one. Oh, we got. Oh, look, oh, it's a USB extension. USB extension cord. Well, that better go on the cords thing. So I just got so much junk. I don't know why I bought the world's tiniest half-meter Ethernet cable. And if there was like some kind of Ethernet joiner, so I could get to, you know, splice all the cables together, so it would reach out there, that'd be good. But there isn't any. Well, not that I have anyway. These are little Kirby brackets. They are not going to be needed for a Kirby anymore. It's one of the screws that was holding on the headlight. I might actually swap that, because I know in Jaws there is a non-OEM one. So I might put that out there. 1 second. And all my LED bulbs, so I'll put my bulbs. I do have a bulb collection, LED and not, just anytime I find a bulb, put it in there. And I do have a little sort of metric fasteners assortment grab bag type thing happening, because they do actually come in quite handy. So that's all right. And 2 other camera batteries for the camera that I don't really use because it overheats and turns off, which is really friggin' handy. Oh, see, maybe this should go together. I mean, that's Matt printed this for me ages ago. This is the Davros injector. Maybe that should. Well, I think that will have to be a near future fuse. Need a fuse. Need a fuse or just one? But yeah. All right, I'm rambling, so I'm sorry to everyone who is having to listen to my rambling. Judging by the number of comments, it's only the good lady wife and Aussie Matt, so that's okay. Or it'll be someone who's watching but can't comment. So I know I wouldn't give YouTube my details either, but I want them to pay me, so I had to. There you go, another 3D printer bit. I think I put like books and stuff for. Is that a book for a meter? What's this for? This is for my. Oh, this is for the little one that is in the Dalek kit. Yeah, I'll put that down there. What I was thinking is using one of these. Actually, not necessarily one of these. Is a DeWalt one, and having yellow branded DeWalt batteries in the Dalek for powering the lights and sound and stuff, and then you just sort of click it in and it makes it easy. But you know, I usually don't go. I say that because I think, oh, it's going to be really easy to go a whole weekend without having to charge it. And there are very few weekend events where it has to get charged. You know, it just doesn't happen. So, yeah. I'm just in the midst of giving this all a quick tidy. What I should probably do is put the rubbish solder away for sure, because I would try really hard to not use that anyway. And then I have a nice roll that doesn't fit in apparently. I wonder if it'll fit in if I just move that roll. Oh, that's why. Because there's that's there. Right, what if I put that back there, and that one there, and then that can sit in there, and that one sits in there, and it should. Oh, look, it all fits in nicely. I've got another. They're my spare Harco tips that I ordered. Another cleaning thing. And yeah, there's some resistors. There you go. It's starting. I know it's not perfect. But these little boxes have got these little extrusions underneath, so you can buy another one and slide it back and click it on. Which does make it very, very convenient when you want to expand and get new stuff. That is a vent off a 3D printer cooling fan. Or a part cooling fan, I should say. So I'm going to put that in there with the 3D printery stuff. And now I'm getting that problem where you have things that jump over the dividers and they stop your drawers from closing. It's a real pain in the neck. I don't need those wheels. Come on, let's rationalise. I don't need them. A lead former though, I do need that. Definitely need a lead former. The Adelaide 36s need one as well, but they also need a lead maintainer. There we go. It's another USB cable. Now this was off a hard drive, which probably means it will do both. It will do power and data. Although it was off a hard drive that was powered. Now this, I am kind of in love with these again. Aussie Matt, thank you for putting me onto these. I'm going to put this on the transmitter for Scott's Vac Shack to use. But you know what I need to do now? I need another box. So here's the thing. A Kirby vacuum cleaner. A Kirby vacuum cleaner can very easily be sort of broken down into smaller parts for transport. Like we have, I know certainly myself, hi Mum, and language learning for beginners have smuggled a vacuum cleaner, a Kirby vacuum cleaner home in a box, unbeknownst to Scott's Vac Shack. So it can fit. So what I'm thinking is, you know, pretty much with the exception of the handle, if I can get another DeWalt case that I can put this in, and you know the sort of main body of the vacuum, because obviously the bag's a big soft thing. It's pretty much what I need. I need to find a place to get these little carabiner things, because actually the bag hook needs one of these. That would make it ideal, but I can't find one at the moment. I need to go and look at like Kmart and cheap shops and stuff to look for like key rings or something that have got those little carabiners on it. But at least in the meantime, I'm going to attach that to there. And at least then he can wear that while he is driving it. And if, like a young person, he is driving this thing and he goes, and somebody goes, oh my God, there's a shiny thing over there. And he goes, oh, what? It's still there. And that's the whole point of it, isn't it? So that's, you know, if somebody shouts, oh my God, it's the Paw Patrol, it will still be there. I put my work keys on one of these. And people want to know whether it's a Turnigy, and I just tell them I don't know either. I've got no idea. But there we go. I actually was given this iPhone so I could use it as a camera for recording my videos. And does it turn on? It might turn on. Probably not. Battery's probably naff in it. But the idea was that I could import, because I think this is old enough or modern enough that it can airdrop to my laptop and I could import the videos from there. And it still records in like 720. But what happens is I end up recording on my camera, on my phone camera, and my phone storage or phone battery usually give out first. And the problem with that is that it doesn't tell you if it's going to conk out. Much in the same way that my little camera doesn't tell you when it's going to turn off. It doesn't give you any warning beeps. It doesn't do anything. It just turns off. And so sometimes you go, well, geez, how much have I missed? So to combat that, what I've done, I've actually got a new invention. I've got a new invention, and I'm actually quite proud of it. Let me just put this Arduino away. Right, my new invention. I'll get it while I put away this router base in the router cupboard. 1 second. So what I've invented is stunt wood. All right, so stunt wood is basically when I was making the clock, right? When I was making the clock, and I was cutting I had ripped down I cut off the piece to make the base off of one piece, obviously, and then I had to cut a 5-degree angle on the end, and then I had to rip this down to make it narrower so it would fit on the base and it would look a bit inset. I did all that with my phone going. My phone storage ran out, and there's no warning. So I looked back, and basically 3 seconds after I'd pressed record, I had no storage left. So then I thought, well, I want to be able to tell the story accurately. I want to be able to show people what I did. So I thought, well, I don't have any more oak to make another one, but I do have some pine or some MDF or something. So I thought, well, let's just use a piece of stunt wood. Well, this wood will perform all the dangerous acts that the good wood would use. And so here we have, this is Ed stunt wood. And this is the first ever piece of stunt wood used for that project. Now, hopefully, I hope to not have to need stunt wood for all my projects, but in case I do, stunt wood is the go-to strategy. So I'll put stunt wood back on my emergency stash case. No, you don't. Your phone that we got has been commandeered, so that's fine though. That's okay. But I really hope that one day I can afford a camera like this. I really had hoped this would work because I bought one with a screen on the front, but it overheats, it turns off. And when I asked the company about it and said, come on, that's not right, they went, well, sometimes cameras get hot. Like, but it overheats all the time. Well, maybe you should use the camera less, was kind of their options. Yeah, anyway. But what I'd love to be able to do is have a camera, even with like a backup battery type thing hooked up to keep it going, and then I could just use the camera. But I don't want to record in 4K and whatnot, but I do want a camera with a front screen, and it's just hard to find that kind of stuff. And this channel is so small at the moment, I don't think I could justify the cost. I'm talking, if it was a couple of $100, it's fine. I think I got this for $249 or something, and it was on sale. And I nearly bought a GoPro thinking, well, that will work. But the other thing is that it's a real pain because I have to take the SD card out of this all the time because DJI decided, no, we're not going to work with Apple anymore. So, I want to try and simplify everything. And, I just, at the moment, it's not an option. It's not a viable option. I'd hoped this would be a one-stop solution, and it really turned out not to be. In fact, if I were to go through things that I have bought for this channel, things that I bought that really haven't lived up to expectation, this would probably be the number one thing that I bought. That when it works, it's nice, but it just doesn't work as seamlessly as it needs to be functional for me. So, maybe I should do the tools that I've found that I really use a lot, and tools that I just don't. They're just ridiculously convoluted, or they just, for whatever reason, they're unreliable, they don't work. I don't know what to do with all these tiny little watch. I don't use any of these, but I don't just want to throw. I have to put them in the box to go to Woolworths because they collect old watch batteries, I think. So I have to. I'll put them down there, but know that when I get them there, it'll have to be different. Yeah, that's kind of it. If you haven't checked out, now let me get where's my actual phone there. I think it's called All About Small Engines. All About Small Engines. Please check them out. If you, I know not everyone's gonna like lawnmowers and stuff like that, but as a growing Australian channel, that's a really cool one to go to. And if you haven't looked at Robin Lewis, particularly, go through his videos and look back at some of the older stuff, because it's nice to watch him renovating that older housing trust style house out in the eastern suburbs of Adelaide. So that was really cool. But I think that's it from me. I'm going to leave it there, and hopefully in the next couple of days get the voiceover recorded. I need a fill-in shot for Jaws of the drive system, and maybe even showing that working, which involves pulling it apart again, but never mind. It's kind of like when I had my motorbike and I got really good at being able to take the seat and the carbies off. I could get to the carburetors in about 15 seconds. I was getting really good at taking off the cheek panels and pulling off the seat and being able to get to stuff really quickly. So that'll be good. All right. Thanks everyone for watching. If you've made it this far, if you haven't made it this far, or if you only made it this far and it's now on not live, I don't know what they call delay. It wouldn't be delay, but if it's about to finish anyway. It's about that time because it's getting late and I am rambling. So thank you for looking at my drawers, my clock, and my thwacker. And until next time, keep your bananas where you can see them. Now I'm going to try and reach over and hit the button. So I'm going to be leaning over. I'll try and maintain eye contact while still clicking the end stream button. I will end the stream now. Oh, hang on. That didn't work. I will end the stream now.